Welcome back to Factorio playing SpaceX on extreme settings. So the robots have finished off with the build here. You can see there's no flashing yellow warning, not enough parts or robots or whatever. We have added modules to this build using the module inserter, and we have built out this connection so that this actually could be set up to work. Now what we need to make that happen is obviously some trains. We need to rename these stations. We need to disconnect these bits because we do not want all of these sections to be connected anymore. I don't see any reason to have that one. All of these bits that we used for bridging for the construction bots can all just go away. One more, I think. Two more. Right, now all of these guys should be separated networks. There are actually a few more roboports off to the side, which we may as well get rid of as well. Yes, this whole process does not work unless they are independent networks, because bots are very stupid, and bots will try and fly. I mean, if I just left it as it was, that potentially there would be a bot here, it would do a job, and then it would decide it needs to do one down here, which is why our big centralized main base has some level of issue. What's going on here? So that's steel, copper. And we need iron desperately. Where's the iron then? Oh, yes, I was wondering if I might get this issue. I think I actually need to add a third path that just says if you get stuck and you're not needed in here, you can go around here. It will eventually clear itself. It's because this guy's trying to go in here, but the one from up above came in first. I do need to kind of rethink this slightly. Why can't you get out? Because we're missing a... that's the whole problem. I'm going to have to take a little detour and fix that one. We will have the same issue over here as well. But let's fix that up first. We don't need you. Interesting that that one was missing. Yes, so teething issues. So yeah, all of this is part of this one iron facility. And the good thing is, aside from having to fix up our slight screw up in the other iron ore, what are they called? Iron plate pickup. Circuit condition. Let's pretend that we want to go over there and let it find out how to get us there. I'll have to check the new one I've put down as well, but what I'm trying to say is the good thing about this system is that where we're at, we've used quite a lot of the supplies out of this thing, including a lot, but not all of the rail. we can still probably carry on and build up another another iron mine for our distributed smelting stack without needing to go back to the base and resupply the engineering train. Have we actually, has it all cleared automatically? It probably has. I don't want you going there actually. Oops, let's go down here. And then, yes, it's one of those that we're missing, so we will add that in. Got it there, but for some reason we're missing one right here, and that just isolates a train that wants to come in here from one that wants to exit from here. We'll just check the others via the map mode to make sure they're okay. There is one there, there's one there, there's one here. Why are you not actually going in? That one I'm not understanding. Is this set to don't go in? Yes, it is. That is an issue that we have with our system. I might need an override. And it does work eventually, but I might need an override such that I mean, ideally they actually should path differently, but never mind. Right, so what do we need? We need to use our naming convention to change all of these names. We need to get the fuel train coming in here. We need to get these designated, and we need to name all of these guys. So, what do we call our fuel for starters? Our fuel stops have tended to be fuel copper distributed 1, fuel iron distributed 2, etc. So, I mean, I guess we can just keep going in a numeric manner. That would mean that this should be F fuel ID 4. With a space back there, fuel ID 4. Right, and the fuel train needs to have, and I still haven't fixed this one, needs to have this stop added to its trip. That's right, refuel is the first one. I think I might go add in fuel ID 4 right at the beginning, and then it can go back and do all the others. And it is inactivity 5 seconds, I think. Yes, that's what we want. Alright, so that's the fuel train sorted. Now, these stations will be called, I guess, let's again check what we are calling the other ones. iron distributed 3, so they'll be iron distributed 4. Iron D4. Now, while we're by the supply train, let's just get rid of these. Those were, there was a small little leftover bit, because if you remember, the blueprint says you need 1300. It doesn't say you need 1.310, which is actually what it meant. So it's rounded the number, so we had a tiny bit left over, so I had to get another train, but it didn't take very long for that one to turn up with our goodies. Let me just have a sip of coffee. Right, that was very nice. Okay, so the question is, how many trains do we need? I think we need 6 to service this to begin with. Then we have 4 sets of these. Ultimately, we'll have more than just the 6 from there, because we'll have these 2 online as well. I'm finding about a dozen seems to work, but maybe 4 each, so it's actually 14 coming here. That should be fine. But so for now, 6 for this one. And then actually what we can do again is look at the trains. So how many do we have serving serving iron, for example? Iron D1 is served by 1 iron distributed 1. No, that's the mine. It's the iron plate pickup that I want. So iron plate pickup is 1, 2, 3. Oh, what's this one's? Oh yeah, that's because it's down here. And that's the one that I need to resolve. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've actually got 9. So I was going to make at least 8, I guess 9 or even 10. So that's 16 trains that I need, plus steel. I think there's only 1 steel, but I'm going to make 2. So that's 18 trains. We need the locos and carriages for 18 trains. 18 by 6 is, let me just check my calculator. 18 multiplied by 6 is 108 locomotives, and 18 by 8 is 144. Now the other thing that we need is, I'll turn that on so I can start loading it up. The other thing we need is bots, and I'm not quite sure how many bots are required, so let's just have a look. This one is using, well, it's under 300. So I used to think I needed 1,000. Let's see what happens here. It's under 300 as well. What about here? I might be getting an ore train arriving at the same time, so maybe this will cause some additional stress. Not really. So now that we've multiplied the capacity of the bots by 3, it seems like about 300 is probably enough for each one of these segments. about a busy mine. This one looks like it's got a bit going on. That is 1200 it was. Wow, that's come down quite a bit. So is that. That one was actually using 1200. So I guess if we said 300 for each of those, that's 1500. And 1200 for that, that's 2700. 2700 bots, logistic bots, divided by 50. Yes, that should work. Now, oh yes, we are making locomotives, but obviously not very fast. Let's just have a look and see what's happening, just to make sure that those goods are available. So it kind of looks like it will eventually do all of that for us. Yes, it is slowly getting there. So I'll leave that. While the locomotives are sorting themselves out, let us come down here, tidy up that. And get to renaming. Oh, and there's probably some red wire that's missing along here as well. I seem to remember that it got disconnected. So let's just check. Red wire, red wire, red wire, red wire. This one is missing red wire, so let's just connect that up. Is that the bottom? Yes, it is. Good. Okay, so that whole thing should work. Now, the naming convention for all of these train lines, I guess since we will be setting one up way over here as well, a pair of the iron plus the copper to replace this guy, which will also need to do something about the stone. And I might actually need to do something even more about the stone, given the state of that one. There's 8 million stone there. And if I went to another stone, I would kind of like it to be enough until endgame. I guess 19 million, 40 million, well there you go. I could take that stone between them. I'd never need any more stone for the rest of the game, probably. So this is the East End. We could consider this one to be central and not change its name. Consider this one to be the distributed East Iron. What do we call? Let's just call iron ore and iron plate pickup. So I'll make it iron ore E for East and iron plate pickup E. Oh, look, our little fuel trains here. There aren't any logistic robots to spread the fuel around though, unfortunately. Right, so this is iron ore E. It's rather handy being able to do this by the map view. Okay, that'll have to be something else. Oh, another thing that I forgot to mention, if you add these together, I mean this is going up pretty fast, but that's 994 plus 31. We've cracked 1,000 launches in this series to date. We haven't been watching too many of them. In fact, maybe we should watch some just to celebrate. 4 of them lined up, ready to go. How far are we off traveling down there? We've got a satellite that is... What's that waiting on? That is waiting on solar panels. There we go. What have we got on it? It's not that exciting. It's just a couple of satellites, which I guess is what most of them have. But let's actually watch a launch. Oh, look. Plastic. Let's watch a launch take place, since we haven't done it for ages, just to celebrate our 1,000 launches. And also because it will fill in some time while my trains get built. Right, so a satellite gets dropped off here, put in here, and in here, so these two will launch. I mean, 4 is overkill unless I build more supply for this train. And we're not getting sound from these because we're looking at it from map view, but you know, you can still see the effect. There you go. 745, 746. And a whole lot more science. How much science do we now have? 38,000 space science, 12k military science, even science pack 3 is getting a little bit ahead, which is good. What are our bonuses? Damage plus 320%. So I think I did one more level of that. I was going to let blue try and recover a bit, I think. So, these are named. Let's go down here. This will be iron plate pickup east. I probably didn't need to run over to it, but I did. Iron plate pick up east. And we'll copy that. And again, I don't need to run between these. Just do that. Whoops, just do that. And that. And that. Now, my only problem is these trains over here. When I call these iron plate drop, which is what I'm going to do, we could get a train from here coming all the way over here to drop off its iron plate, but that is just how it is, I guess. So they're open, so we probably will get some trains coming over here. And this one needs to be steel pickup east. Steel pick up east. Right, so how is our supply train doing? it's still got 9 of these things to build, so I guess I'll probably put the old snippers in here and get rid of the remaining little bit, because I just want to get it to the point where we can actually get these up and running. I do have enough trains to get one of them up and running. I don't have any logistic robots in there though. Let's plant down a set of trains here. Saying I don't have any logistic robots, there are some right there. Not very many. Oh good, they're going for the fuel. So, this guy for starters, that's good. So for starters, we'll fix up the lack of power on this fuel. So, what's it called again? It's called Iron D4. So you will be going Iron D4 until inventory full, and then Iron Ore East until inventory empty. With only 18 bots, that will take forever though, so let's just see if I've got any more on here. No, I do not. That's okay. Excellent, we're now counting down the bots. With a bit of luck, we'll have enough, and they'll come quickly. That will probably slow down our assembly components, but in the way I kind of consider myself in a race against time, because I'd like, before this finishes, to finish all of this ore and plate handling that we're doing, so that we've got time to build the the components for sort of stage 3 of the SpaceX. Now, how are we going? Oh good, it's on its way. So, at the tail end of this episode, I am going to distribute bots and trains, and there you have it. Let's just see if we can see where it's at. Albeit there, I'm pretty sure. Oh, and this iron in the way 3 is completely depleted now too. I think if I send this back to unload to get rid of this content, and this one, and this one. Oh, you never know, there might still be a tiny bit left in those boxes. But the next time I come through here, basically I'll dismantle it, have it all load up into the rubbish, and the rubbish train can come and get rid of it. Right, here we are. In fact, I could even just about do that remotely. So, I think I said 2,700, 300 each for the smelting, 1,200 over here. So let us, I might be able to get 1,200. Let's ask it to give me 1,200 of these guys. That's not going to give me any because there are none in this network. Now give me 1,200 please. Right, we've got 1,200, that's good. We will come over here and dump 1,200 into this network. network. Yes, we got enough trains for another train. So let's set that up as well. Oh, we're in the way of this guy. Which in a way is convenient, because I can just copy his formula for this guy. But we need to get out of his way, so I'm just going to back up here. We could probably deploy a few extras of these as well. That's fine. Now, instead of 1200, actually it doesn't matter. In fact, yeah, just give me the lot. That's fine. Let me just check that there are actually 1200 or 1208. That's fine. Did we not actually have enough? I'm not sure now. How many have I got on me? It's 500,000, 1,019. It doesn't look like we have enough. 2,700. Wow. Could it have miscounted? Doesn't seem likely. Anyway, we'll put 300 in each of these smelters, and starting at the bottom, and then with whatever's insufficient left over, we will just order some more. Probably all we can do, really. So 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300. It's 300, isn't it? Yep. Now I know I put some in the supply zones thing, but 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300. We've only got 100 and a bit left over. Alright. Yeah. So, presumably that means that the rest are sitting in this network. 56 there, 234 there, yes. And we shouldn't need all of those. And there's 204 in there. So we need another 200, whoops. 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2. I think I'm still short, but anyway, we'll see. Maybe not. We'll see how we go with that. This one has 121. So you can have that short bit, so that's 152, 253. And the remainder shall go to the steel smelting. And we're probably over time, so off camera I'll add all the other trains into the system, and then that will be it. Yeah. So these ones need to be added at the order. We've got 2 more trains at the moment. Where are they? Why is this one having trouble? Let's check the signalling at the beginning. Well, that's not what we want. Let's do that, and that's what we need, I think. Yeah, this becomes one block, but too bad. Alright, I'll fix up the rest of the trains, and I will see you in the next. Bye bye for now.